intimating your interest and intent to become, of wanting to be in an enterprise zone and starting that. That will also outline your local incentives that you want to provide. And then additionally, you will also have to pass an intergovernmental agreement between all the participating partner and co-applicant jurisdictions that are entering into this application to the state for an enterprise zone. And then lastly, what I would ask, if you do want to participate, some help and assistance in engaging your local overlapping taxing districts to gauge their interest to opt in or voluntarily provide a property tax abatement that will give you more power, so to speak, and more advantages in helping to spur development with developers. That's the first option. The second option is you can take a pass right now, and we can apply as the other agencies. And then if we are successful in getting an enterprise zone, you can then approach the partnering agencies to say, hey, we would like to be in the enterprise zone, can we get in? I guess the risk you run with that is that they may say no and use up all the 15 square miles themselves. So there is a benefit to getting in at the ground level, so to speak, at the beginning. So, but those are your two options that you have. So I'll stop there and take any questions that you would have.
Mark, is that 15 square miles total for 4 entities?
Correct.
So how is that allocated?
So one way that we've looked at it is to look at your square mileage as a whole, as a community, and then parcel the enterprise zone based on that percentage as a whole. So you take
Square mileage of Peoria County?
no, well, we would essentially take what's left over. Like we would take some fair amount as well. We would probably be equal to what the city of Peoria has as far as square mileage.
Do you know off the top of your head what square mileage for Peoria?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
County is 683.
Square miles?
Is it just the property that would be considered for inclusion in the enterprise zone, or the entire municipal boundary?
So I think how we did the calculation is we took your, for example, the city of Peoria's square mileage times 14%, and that equated to what they currently have in their enterprise zone. So we looked at that 14% number as the multiplier for every community.
Okay. That makes sense. Do you know
Mark,
what
would the costs associated with this, are they going to be prorated as well by?
Yes,
a
correct,
community
yeah.
size? Okay.
Yep.
do you know what the other communities have decided to do yet, or are they still thinking?
Yeah, so I'm going to have some discussions next week with West Peoria and Bartonville. So they've preliminary said, yeah, we're interested. I've talked to some of the rural communities as well, too, so like Elmwood's interested, Hannah City's interested. I was at Princeville last night, they're interested. But that is not part of this urban application that you guys would be a party to.
And then what's your drop dead date for us to say?
Right, so we're hoping to get all approvals of ordinances, intergovernmental agreements in November.
By the end of November?
Hopefully mid-November would be preferable. Which puts us on a tight time frame, obviously, to get all very comfortable with what local incentives you want to provide and in the language in the intergovernmental agreement, basically. There's a question about TIF that always comes up, like what happens if you have a TIF and an enterprise zone overlapping each other? The only change that happens when that occurs is the tax abatement that you may have approved in the enterprise zone doesn't apply where the property is also in the TIF. The TIF, as you may know, is predicated on increase in value of property taxes. So the enterprise zone can't very well undercut it by providing a property tax abatement. So the state law was written so that it doesn't impact TIF at all. So it won't apply.
Right, so they can exist side by side or on top of each other.
That's correct.
Actually.
And you still get the benefits of the sales tax exemption or the utility tax exemption as well too, but just not the property tax abatement.
All right. Any other questions for Mark at all? Well, thanks again.
Thank you.
For coming by and taking time
Yeah.
tonight to bring the good news.
All right.
All right, we will now proceed with the payment of the bills, and those will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
All right, this represents the expenditures approved at the September 23rd, 2014 Departmental Committee. The general fund expenditures are $281,013.14. MFT is $16,677.77, for total village expenditures of $297,690.91. And the waterworks expenditures were $58,167.79.
Okay. Thank you. Are there any questions regarding the bills as read?
I move that we pay the expenditures as submitted.
Have a motion from trustee Cumming,
Second.
second from trustee Reichert. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert?
Aye.
Trustee Gett?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 6-0, the board has approved the payment of the bills as read. The next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, October 21st at 6:30 PM, and the next Departmental Committee meeting will be held Tuesday, October 28th at 6:30 PM. Is there any other business to come before the board this evening?
I move to adjourn.
Have a motion from trustee Gett,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting at this time, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Meeting is now adjourned. We thank everyone for attending.